Hey, check this out. This is what I was saying, man. Never ever talk about your car the whole 24/7, because you never know what's coming. Whenever I see my car shift lever, or shifter, or whatever you may call it always kind of reminds me of those that you see on a bus, if you know what I mean. So I'm doing this thing that I've done a few times in the past. I'm gonna make it low, as in low. The original height doesn't really look bad, but like I said, I always wanted it low. There's definitely gonna be an obvious difference in the height, and of course a different feel in your center console. Now I've done a few of these on shift stick, but first time on an automatic, yeah. You're gonna notice on my past videos that my car has a standard stance. It's not lowered because I really don't have the budget for that. Now this mod makes me feel kinda lowered from the inside, if that even makes any sense. So I'm gonna show you how it's done. So no mechanical changes or installs under that lever. I'm simply cutting that the right way and change that worn out knob. So let's get it. So before I can even start, there are some experts that say that you can't rest your hand on the shift knob while driving. Probably because when you start a car, that shift lever vibrates, whether your car's old or new. So anything that hinders that would cause friction, can damage your gearbox and any computerized stuff down there, and probably cost a fortune for you to have it fixed. So this is not really recommended for the weak of hearts, but for me, I can take my chances. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. So this is how it's gonna look once you made the cut. Believe me when I say that that metal is the hardest piece of fish that I've ever cut my whole life. No cap. So I just used a metal saw. It doesn't have a handle, so I'm good without it. You'd need a paper and something to cover under the lever to keep those metal dust from falling to your center console in your carpet. So okay, first things first. Don't turn on the engine. That's gonna be rule number 1. And make sure that one hand takes full grip of that lever. You gotta use force to make it as steady as possible. So once you start swinging that saw, that lever's gonna wiggle. So you really have to hold on tight to make it as steady as possible. So if you're swinging that saw, try not to use brute force. Just don't rush it. Just use light strokes, because things are gonna be done anyway. Probably in an hour and a half. Sorry, but my video got corrupted. But this is our end result. So our original lever height was up here. I just cut off half of this screw-like thread, or whatever you want to call it, just right there. Believe it or not, man, that tiny cut's gonna make a huge difference. Just try not to go crazy and cut all of those thread. We'd need that to install back the knob. So before I could get to the best part of everything, I want to show you this. So my shift knob's getting kind of old. They don't even match those knobs anymore. It used to have the same color as the dashboard's panel. Same as with other panels. Seems like it's turning into gold. I'm gonna get a new one. Yeah, now for the fun part. Shopping. So I really never thought that there were so many knobs to choose from. Now some of them can be as small as a lipstick, while others you can simply light it up and comes in forms of boiling bubbles. There's this muffler type look. You can even go floral, and you can even flex and let them know that you're a judge. Now if you're into skulls, we've got this police skull, a Terminator skull, Harley skull, and even a Hulk skull. Which brings us to other famous bubbly heads. Now the girls will never surely miss out on this pussycat. You see them on every inch of their cars. Well, that's just their thing, the fly girls. While some would have anger issues, others would have a piece just to show their bad boy image. And it's even reloadable. You can even use one of those bullets and do a balancing trick. Now be a badass and have one of these. And for those who have the lowest stance, you can always say that it's the tip of the sword that's doing the screeching. You know that fake grenades don't really intimidate, but there's always one that's ready to go. So just when you thought things are getting crazier, with that, really? Just check this out. It always comes with an origin story. So this is gonna be a lesson for you guys. If you're with a girl, never talk about your car the whole 24/7. Your girl's gonna leave you. So even if you hate those clingy holding of hands on long rides, once she leaves you, you're surely gonna miss it. And you'll end up getting one of these. Enough of that. Why don't I just go for a ball-like knob? Just like what everybody has. But definitely not anime, not a Dragon Ball, or not even a Death Star. I think this is probably one of the best that I saw. Problem is it might be connected to a power source, your cigarette lighter, which I don't like. Now an 8 ball. Nah. Hey, I likes this. This one's dope, but made of cloth. Nope. Probably just get something plain and simple. Being choosy is driving me nuts. So this is what I got, a Sparko. Same brand when I used to drive stick. But this one's different. I'm kinda liking this look better than the ball type. It's shorter than the old knob, but this thing's heavy. It's like 3 times heavier, man. Looks like the car's gonna lose HP with all this weight. Nah. Man, I think I messed up. I pressed and locked on the knob too hard. Now what do you call it, piece of ish? It's the knot. It got stuck. So after all the chit chat, the height's back to square one. Jeez. So you won't do the same mistake I did. These nuts, they got sizes. So you just gotta test each one before locking it. And don't install too tight at the start. And yours is just gonna be fine. So you can do this mod easy without spending, except for a new knob, of course. Obviously it's not gonna make the car fast, but it's gonna give a wider and spacious feel to it. And of course, a new look. You know that a 3-year-old's gonna learn a lot once inside this car? Cause you can check the alphabets. They're all around. I really am loving this color scheme. Everything just matches perfectly. So, I think I'm done. How'd you like it, Bats?
It's racy, and I'm vengeance.
Oh, really? And I'm not gonna put you back on the glove box. So guys, if you like this, hit on that like button, comment below and do all that stuff.
Tell me, what does that S stand for?
Well, in my world, it means subscribe. Please.